Hello everyone, welcome to Amani Farm Lectures. My name is Amani Gerard and I am a tutor. In today's lecture, I'll teach you about percentage strength as a concentration and how to calculate it step by step in a very easy way. And please, if you find this video useful, like, subscribe to my channel and share it with others who may also find it very useful. Let's get started. What is percentage strength? Percentage strength simply refers to a way of expressing concentration of a solution. For example, dextrose 5%, normal saline 0.9%. When we say 5% weight in volume dextrose, we mean that there are 5 parts of the solute, call it a drug, in 100 parts of that solution. Similarly, when we say 0.9% weight in volume, we mean 0.9 parts of sodium chloride in 100 ml of that solution. So, percentage strength simply tells us how much of the solute or drug is present in 100 parts of the solution. Just like we are all aware that percent means per 100. Per 100. Every time we talk about percent or percentage strength, what should come in our minds is that per 100. For example, 5% weight in volume dextrose means 5 parts of dextrose in 100 ml. Meaning, we are saying 5 out of 100. This alone means per. So it is per 100 or less. We have 3 types of percentage strength. The first one, percentage weight per weight, which is in bracket or for short, percentage weight in volume. What does that mean? This means grams of solute in 100 ml of solution. For example, when we say 0.9% weight in volume, sodium chloride. What does it mean? It means that 0.9% weight in volume sodium chloride contains 0.9 grams of sodium chloride in 100 ml of the solution. That's what we mean when we say 5%, 0.9% weight in volume. Or another example would be, we say, like we had it here. And when we say 5%, we simply mean 5 grams of dextrose in 100 ml of the solution. So, the second type of percentage strength is percentage weight per weight, in bracket for short, percentage weight in per weight. What does percentage weight per weight mean? It means grams of the solute or drug in 100 grams of the solution. For example, if we say 5% weight in weight ointment, it means that we have 5 grams of the drug in 100 grams of the ointment base. So everything where we have weight per weight, the units is always grams. Grams. When we say volume, whenever we have volume, we term it in the form of milliliters. That's why when we say 0.9% weight in volume, we had 0.9 grams of sodium chloride in 100 ml of the solution. So let us look at the third one, percentage volume per volume. For short, percent volume per volume. What does that mean is milliliters of a solute or drug in 100 ml of the solution. Why are we saying milliliters? Because it is abbreviated as volume per volume. We are saying grams per gram because it is abbreviated as weight per weight. We are saying weight per volume because it is abbreviated as grams per mil. And the same is carried on for the rest. So an example, if we have 70% volume in volume alcohol solution, it means that we have 70 mils of alcohol in 100 mils of that solution. So that means therefore that concentration as a percentage is equal to grams or mils of a drug or solute divided by 100 grams or 100 mils of the total product. What do we mean? That, for example, if we have percentage weight in weight, we shall have it as grams out of 100 grams of the total product. If we have percentage weight in volume, we shall have it as grams divided by 100 mils of the total product. If we have percentage volume in volume, we shall have it as mils per 100 mils of the solution. Note, when we say 0.9% weight in volume, we simply mean 0.9 grams of dextrose or of normal saline in 100 mils of the solution. When we say 5% weight in weight, we mean 5 grams per 100 grams. When we say 70% volume in volume, we mean 70 mils per 100 mils. Let us look at an example. How many grams of dextrose are in 500 mils of D5W? First of all, we need to interpret and understand what does D5W mean. So, our solution will be D5W means that 5 grams of dextrose in 100 mils of the solution. But our aim, we want to find out how much of dextrose is in 500 mils. So we already have that 5 grams of dextrose is in 100. So from first principle, we shall say that 100 mils of the solution contains 5 grams of dextrose. Therefore, 500 mils of the required will contain 5 grams out of 100 mils times 500 mils of dextrose. This will give us 25 grams of dextrose in 500 mils as the answer. Or alternatively, we may also calculate it by saying that amount of dextrose in 500 mils is given by, since we now know that 5 grams is in 100 mils, so we shall say 5 grams out of 100 mils times the required volume, which is 500 mils. So by computation, this one also will give us 25 grams of dextrose. Let us look at the next example. Next example. How many grams of sodium chloride are in 1 liter of 0.9% weight in volume normal saline? So we need first of all to understand what does NS mean. NS means that we have 0.9 grams of sodium chloride in 100 mils of the solution. So from first principle, we shall start with this, because what we know, actually it has the relation. What we are looking for is the mass, call it the grams, and what we know is the volume. But remember, we want to know how much is in 1 liter. But 1 liter is equivalent to 1,000 mils. So we shall say that 100 mils of the solution contains 0.9 grams of sodium chloride. How about 1,000 mils of the required will contain 0.9 grams over 100 mils times 1,000 of sodium chloride. So by computation, you will realize that we shall have 9 grams of sodium chloride in 1 liter. Or you can feel free to calculate using the other method, and you tell me in my comment what you have obtained as the solution. Let us look at the next example. Next example, how many milligrams of hydrocortisone are in 1 gram of 2.5% weight in weight hydrocortisone free? So just like we have been doing, what we are looking for is the number or amount of milligrams that is in 1 gram of this ointment with this given concentration. So from first principle, we shall say that 100, because we are all much aware that when we say 2.5% weight in weight, we mean 2.5 grams per 100 mils. So we shall say 100, this should be grams, so we shall say 100 grams of the cream contains 2.5 grams of hydrocortisone. How about the required, which is 1 gram of the cream. It will contain 2.5 grams out of 100 times 1 gram of hydrocortisone. So this will give us 0.025 grams of hydrocortisone. But remember, in our question, they want our answer to be in units of milligrams. So we shall convert the 0.025 grams to milligrams, where we know that 1 gram is equivalent to 1,000 milligrams. Therefore, the 0.025 grams will be equivalent to 25 milligrams. And therefore, our answer will be 25 grams of hydrocortisone in the cream. Please, if you find this video useful, subscribe, like, and share it with others who may also find it very useful. Thank you for watching.